Welcome to this week's Wharf and Chips. I'm joined by the Managing Director of Mapal, Wayne Whitehouse. We're going to be discussing Mapal and their presence within the UK. Wayne, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Right, Wayne, a little bit of pressure to start off with. Tell us about Mapal, who you are, what do you do?
Mapal is a global company currently in 43 locations around the world to support automotive and aerospace manufacturers. But today, primarily, we're here to talk about Mapal Limited. We were located in Rugby. Our operation has 80 people, including apprentices, and we're a full manufacturer in the Midlands to support the UK and Ireland.
And this is all tooling. You've got a huge extent of tooling. Can you almost talk to us a little bit more about what you do within the company?
Within the company in the UK, we've got a complete tooling solution providing manufacturing facility, which includes design, quotations, engineering support, and manufacturing over 2 shifts, 7 days a week.
And is that just special tooling or a regrinding service that you offer in Rugby?
We offer everything to our customers now to support our own products within the marketplace. We have a regrinding service which we use for carbide products and round tools, but we also have full manufacturing for repair and new tooling solutions for PCD and high-end specials, back down to standard tools which primarily people wouldn't recognise Mapal for.
And you've recently acquired Rainies over in Northern Ireland that served the Irish market for over 80 years. What are you doing with those guys?
Rainies was a partner for Mapal for 15 years and we work very closely with lots of automotive and aerospace companies in Ireland. As our market share has grown, it's become important they follow the same strategy which we applied for the other subsidiaries. Hence, they became 100% owned by Mapal Limited, and it allows us to give them the geometries for the regrinding and the resurfacing of all Mapal products, and allows them to expand their sales into the Irish market and offer the same service levels that we do from a UK perspective.
Wayne, right, okay, your USP. What is so different about Mapal from your competition?
We view Mapal as a technical service provider, a very intelligent tooling company, but also our experience and the people is the main asset of the Mapal group. Lots of long-serving people, lots of skill sets, and we offer that as a major advantage to our customers.
And because you're talking about don't you have some of the same people working for the company as they did when you kind of first started, is that right?
When we first started in '93, when we went out on our own from an agency, we had a purpose-built premises which we've since replaced in 1998. But 10 of the original founder members, 5 of which are still with the company, which gives a real longevity and a good overview to our newcomers, what the company's all about, the ethics, the family values of a global company but acting in a domestic market.
This is so good to hear because I once worked for a company and we were on a stand at an event, and one of the guys, he was a bit older, and he said the best thing a company can ever do is keep the older guys working for the company because they've got the history and they've got the experience, and introduce the fresh ideas and everything. And that's what I feel like the direction that you're going in. Is that right?
We have, and we see an advantage both ways. We see the older members of the organisation being able to pass on the knowledge, but also the newer employees come with a real technology founding that the older people can learn from. So it's a dual advantage. So it's really important that the Mapal brand retains its originality and the importance of where we've come from, the history, but we need to change as the market changes and trends change. We're going towards digitalization. It's important we have fresh blood in the company also with new ideas.
When did you start with the company yourself?
I was the 11th member, 1993.
Wow.
So we're in 24th year.
But you worked in certain areas of the company.
Yeah, originally when we first set up the manufacturing, I was in the manufacturing area as we first bought the first machines, and was lucky enough to progress into service, into sales, and into the cost per piece tool management. And the last 4 years I've been lucky enough to be the managing director.
Great.
So any company will know their competition. You're always going to be biased towards yours, but I think anyone who's a success knows where they are in the market, and you know what's going on. I want to ask you a question. Where do you fit, and where do you feel like as a tooling company you are better than your competitors? We
believe being local and being in the UK as a manufacturer is critical. But also we need to learn from our parent company when all the new technology comes, the new developments, the R&D, and we have to take that advantage to our customers. I firmly believe there's lots of good manufacturing companies in the UK besides ourselves, but what we offer in our experience, and I also think it's not an arrogance, you need to understand the customer's needs, and if you're a changeable company and you move forward, then I think that is the real benefit of being an open company.
And just going back a step, you just said about manufacturing in the UK and you think that's a benefit, but why? If
we take, for example, now, many years ago, customers would wait for things to go overseas, and if you like, our parent company is German. The deliveries for the UK manufacturers is coming down. They don't want to hold so much stock. Their money doesn't want to be tied up in spare tools and sister tools. So we have to be really reactive. So our deliveries of 3 years ago wouldn't make us the size we are today. So we have to change via investment and continually to give that advantage back to our customers.
But surely with Brexit, manufacturing in the UK with your products, it's got to be a much better cost saving as well.
Yeah, certainly. Obviously, in former times, we probably made in the UK 25% of our product of our turnover was made here, 75% was bought from the competence centres. With Brexit now, our strategy from the company will be we will invest more in the UK, and last year we produced 50% of our turnover was based in the UK, meaning we can reinvest in the UK in young people, and we see that as a major advantage to our customers to retain our price competitiveness and to retain their cost per piece advantages.
Yeah.
Wayne, I want to get down to the nitty-gritty. So we've got a general overview of who you are and what you do, but I want to talk about your tooling. You're classed as a tooling solution provider. What are you doing to provide this?
One of the areas which we excel in is a cost per piece tool management situation, particularly what you can see on the screen there at Marler Powertrain. Marler produce head blocks and bed plates for a major automotive supplier, but Mapal supply every single other facility and service, from the procurement, from the employees, from the training, from the setting, and all Marler do is produce parts on a cost per piece. So every sharp edge, over 170 different tooling assemblies, many standard for what we're not renowned for, and many bespoke tooling solutions on show at Marler on a daily basis. Obviously the advantage for Marler is single invoice, fixed costs at Mapal's, and they're experts at production, and we're experts of everything behind the cutting edge.
And you went there, Mark. What did you find that you picked up?
Well, firstly, it was my first time to a company with a tool management solution providing service, and these guys, they're banging out what they do. Don't have to worry about the tooling. You've got on-site guys 24/7, and it absolutely flows. Don't have to worry about a thing.
Sorry, you've got people on site?
Yeah, we have 3 employees who are employees of Mapal, experts trained by our headquarter, who 24/7, they're in Marler Powertrain. So they adhere to all the Marler Powertrain health and safety. They're part of their organisation, but they belong to Mapal.
And that's not the only company that you work with on a tool?
No, globally Mapal have over 60 running cost per piece tool managements. In the UK we have 8 different tool managements in bespoke materials, in aluminiums, gear casings, steering housings, cylinder heads, and we're even now developing into aerospace, into composites in the same vein.
Okay, so that's quite interesting. So how can I describe almost what materials are you now? Because obviously you said that you're investing into new people and going forward and innovation really. So what materials are you working with your tooling?
We see every material really within the bespoke nature of our industry being used, and we see a big change. The internal combustion engines becoming less and less prevalent, which is a major part of our business. So we must change also with the composites, with the batteries, with inverters. So we see a real change in trends in digitalization. We see automotive, aerospace, wind power, fiberglass, composite materials, non-ferrous, ferrous. We must provide a solution for all of our customers.
So would you say that where you've been very, very strong within automotive, built the bedrock, of the UK brand, would you say that the technology transfer allows it to go into aerospace, power generation and some of those other areas?
Definitely. Lots of what we've learnt from strategic components from the car, we've taken that into the aerospace. So for example, for some of the titanium tools now, Mapal is reaming with PCD. We're looking at one-shot solutions for stacked materials, carbon fibres, aluminiums and titaniums. So a lot of our knowledge is transferable, and to be honest, we're trying to open up all of our customers to what is available to them.
Because I suppose if you're building planes, you could be cutting through different materials, and I presume that's the tooling that you could supply as well.
Yes, most definitely. We've got lots of tooling now in the composites, to the degree we have a lightweight material, standard brochure full of diamond coated tools, trimming tools, drilling tools, interchangeable head drills, reamers. So for us, we see that as another growth for the Mapal Group, but we must change. We understand the market's changing, the world is changing, and we need to look forward if we're going to retain our competence and strength in the world market. So,
you know, you're talking about innovation and moving forward. Don't you have an annual innovation catalogue?
Yeah, yearly Mapal release an Innovations 2017 has been released now. It will contain ideas, new developments, new materials, new services that we can supply. As we see the world as a changing environment, we need to move with it.
So if anyone's watching, how do they get hold of this?
You can get the Innovations magazine on our website.
So download it?
Download it. It's available electronically. And obviously, if anybody needs any advice, is it a suitable application? They've got our sales they can contact, and our area engineers would welcome the opportunity to speak to them from a bespoke, special or a standard application, from one hole to a complete turnkey, a retool. Mapal can offer, obviously from a retool situation, if there's a slave machine, we can offer programming, fixtures, tooling as a service. So within the Mapal organisation now, we see tooling being very, very apparent to where we need to be, but services to our customers, training, seminars, we have to really be an open company.
We've covered the innovation catalogue, but I want to know about this specific product that's totally unique on the market.
Okay, through the Innovations 2017, we released the Triton drill. It was on show at the AMB. It had a lot of interest, and it's had a lot of interest in the UK market also. It's a self-centering drill. The usual size is 3, 5, 7 times D, and the performance and the 3 cutting edges is unique with the grind that gives it the self-centering properties. For us at Mapal UK, we have invested already in a special machine with special software to regrind that for our UK customers. And secondly, we're now producing the drill as an interchangeable head changing drill, which reduces the amount of carbide and offers further cost savings, but retains the performance of the Triton geometries.
When you look at the tooling, talking to Jochen, is that what makes the difference with the three cutting edges then?
Obviously the chip control of the drill is very important, the polish is very important, but the edge preparation with the negative and positive geometries we've got on the edge is the difference for us, even to the degree we've replaced our own product for our customers using this drill, which has improved their costs.
And have it in the interchangeable sort of head, what advantage does that offer a customer as well?
With the interchangeable head, some of our customers who don't want to break down the assemblies of a particular tool, they can interchange via a screw on the head changer and leave the tool into the machine if it was a special machine. So it allows them to do that, and also the amount of carbide in a head is far less than a full body.
And can you regrind that?
Yes, we can regrind that in the UK, and we've already taken the machine and the training for our people via the competence centres to allow us to do that for our customers.
Now, someone within your company, I'm not going to tell you who it was, tells me that your best-selling product last year was your countersink set. Is that true?
Yes, we had, for the Mapal Group, it was a surprising product in the sense of its popularity, but we took some of our technology from end mills and carbide ranges and applied that to the countersink, which traditionally is a low-cost, low-tech tool, but it's an equally spaced, an equal pitched, and we had a phenomenal success with it within the organisation globally.
And then you talk about sort of one-offs, you talk about sort of tool solution providing services. That isn't, is it?
It's a simple tool that's been around for many, many years, but the association, maybe our customers, which is a real valid point, wouldn't associate that with Mapal, but we make over 750,000 countersinks per year.
So, Mark, you went to AMB Stuttgart. I know this was last year, but you actually spoke to Dr. Jochenkrest, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, we're very, very lucky with MTD. We get the opportunity to go to a lot of these shows, but one thing with Jochen, he's and his father, the owner of the business. So we're talking about Mapal as a privately owned company, but what cCom is, which is Jochen's baby and innovation effectively, is a cloud-based information service where you can track the life of the tool. And I don't think there's any other tooling companies that are embracing this, and it leads into Industry 4.
So what you're saying is, can you just go into the details of that? So cCom are providing digitalization, so if a tool's kind of wearing down or anything like that, what happens?
It's an open cloud platform, an iCloud platform, where customers, the purchasing department, the suppliers, the engineers and Mapal can have transparency of the product, data and digitalisation of regrind management, and it allows everybody to see it. We feel going forwards, we see in today's environment lots of people have a version of a spreadsheet and it's all corrupt data in the end. By the time someone keeps their own information, the tool lives are always different from spreadsheet to spreadsheet. We see slight change on costs as we have changes. So we anticipate the cloud being a platform where ourselves, the customer, the purchasers can all be viewing one data.
Yes, one sheet.
One data, it's one sheet, whether it be via a QR code for a drill which has a relative twin in the cloud. We know how many regrinds it's had, we know the cutting data, we know the tool lives, we can plan procurement, the customer knows what their yearly usage is, we know the identification of the tools, the location of the tools, and within the Mapal group we have a uni-based system with vending, and we can offer the complete closed loop to our customers.
So how is a customer going to be able to get hold of this? For anyone watching, this is really great. It's going to benefit their company, but do they have to buy a tool and they get this as part of that tool package?
No, it's a service that Mapal will offer. It's a platform that will be available to our suppliers, our customers and ourselves. But we see this in its infancy, but we see it for the future. And we really feel the companies that aren't looking at the future and taking digitalisation seriously they're going to fall behind. Will fall behind.
And I think when you talk about innovation, R&D, the amount of money that must cost to actually invest to get a product like that must be huge.
It is, but I always, after 24 years at Mapal, the most satisfying thing is to market. We're taking the latest technology. We're a real leader in innovation. The R&D in Germany has the major OEM machines there. We can do tests for our customers, we can test our own product. We're doing laser manufacture and we're developing tools now using the laser sintering process, and they're in the market in mass production. So already we see ourselves using technology to build the tools, using technology for iClouds. So the R&D for us is a real wide scope, not only tooling, but services as well.
And you say 3D printing, I mean, that's another world in itself, but tooling, really?
We have 3D printing as we've seen it from the A and B in drills, the QTD, the drill body is made from 3D printing. We have hydraulic chucks now which are 3D printed, which allow us to have no sleeves, just the cavity is 3D printed. It allows us to go to 3 millimeters diameter where it's difficult to reach. We can make a special hydraulic chuck, which means we haven't got to have lots of connections, lots of extensions, and it really opens up innovation and tooling.
So I'm a customer, I've got a tricky part that I want to make, it's out of a tricky material, I need some help. Where am I going to see you this year at Mapal?
We will be at the Advanced Engineering Show. We will also do EMO and the global shows, but for us in the UK, we have a real open door policy. Rather than have a set open house, which traditionally a lot of the big automotive or the OEMs machine tool people do, our open door policy, we encourage all our customers. They can come to Mapal, they can see the design, they can see how we generate our quotations, they can see our processes through manufacture, and they can see the strength of the organisation that we've got in our facility. So for us, any of our customers, whether it be a single drill, a standard product they buy from us, a regrinding service we offer, we really welcome visitors because we're really proud of our UK manufacturing.
Well, you talk about UK manufacturing. We hear this a lot in the industry, trying to find skilled people. How do you work with the skilled people or the lack of skilled people in the UK?
It's difficult. We believe because the ethics that belong to the Mapal company and the group, and Dr. Cress in particular, we like to grow our own people. So we will take trainees. Currently we have 6, 3 apprentices and 3 trainees in business and admin, and we will grow them. If we look at our design, 3 of the 5 designers have come from the manufacturing, from the shop floor. In our sales, 3 of the sales guys have all come through the manufacturing and the design. So we like to grow from within as opposed to take people who haven't got the understanding of what the Mapal Corporation's all about.
So you could really, at the early stages, have the new MD then in 20 years' time.
I could be being replaced as we speak.
Okay, to finish off, Wayne, what do you want to give a message out to UK manufacturers about Mapal?
To the UK manufacturers, really, we're a UK manufacturer ourselves, part of a global company, but we act domestically. And the bespoke tooling that we're really renowned for is certainly there. The intelligent tools are there on global programs. We're very, very strong. But also the amount of standard program we've now got from drills, from end mills, and anybody can be a customer of Mapal. And we look at it as a cost per piece. There's a big difference between price and cost. And the cost of the manufacturing is what should be the main driver. And we think we can offer a lot of smaller, medium, tier 3 companies that opportunity to deal with Mapal, get the expertise, and they should benefit, and both parties should have a partnership.
And I think when you've got the R&D and the support and the investment over in Germany, it can only help the UK market, can't it?
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's there for all our customers.
Thank you for joining us, Wayne.
Thank you very much.
Well, Wayne, thanks for being on the show. Here's your cup. You might need something a bit stiffer after the show, but you've been brilliant. Thanks very much.
Thanks very much. I'll probably do. A gin and tonic would have been brilliant.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
What a show. Thank you so much for joining us. We have something special happening next week. It is another takeover. I have the National Sales Manager for Matsuura joining us, so it is going to be a great show. As we have had a couple of takeover shows, we've got the comments building up. Keep those inquiries and comments coming in. If you want to watch any previous episodes, do click on the links just here on the screen. And as we always say, keep those spindles turning.